All right. All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anthony Glenn, buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. Let me give a quick introduction to who I am and what it is that we do. Shout out to you guys. We are on all of the social media platforms. Shout out to everybody that's in on Instagram. I see some of you guys. TikTok, I see you, brother. Good to see you. Okay, so here's what I'm going to start with real quick. Okay, so all right, so let's get into it. All right. So a lot of people wanted to. Yesterday, you guys saw Bruno Nascimento on live. Shout out to Bruno for coming through. Ian, can you ping him in? I'm gonna go ahead and make you a moderator. Okay, my mic is kind of loud, a little bit. The headphones. Okay. So what up, Jack? Good to see you. All right. So here's what I'm going to talk about today. Here's what I'm going to be talking about today and how you guys are going to win. Okay. So let me do a quick introduction. Welcome to the Winning Real Estate Show. I am your host, Anthony Glenn. I'm a buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. I served in the United States Marine Corps for 20 years. Okay. Within those 20 years, we were able to build, 7 real estate organizations. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how you guys could invest with a veteran. That's going to be today's topic. So guys, stick around and we're going to be talking about how we were able to start all of this stuff, okay? Because a lot of people be asking questions, okay? And we are live on TikTok. I'm currently in the studio in my office, okay? And then let me talk to you guys about, first and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the companies that we own, okay? And I'm going to give you guys a little journey. The very first company that we had in 2006 was called New Vision Mortgage and Real Estate. We started that organization to do real estate and mortgages, and that was many, many years ago. And then we started advertising and soliciting to educating veterans on their VA home loan benefit. But that was done because a lot of vets didn't know about their VA home loan entitlement. Okay, that company was started in 2006. New Vision Mortgage and Real Estate. It was a mortgage and a real estate company. We were partnered with a person named. I can't remember his name. I'm gonna ask Connie, but he was a car person, right? And from that car dealership, I got stationed at MCRD San Diego to be a drill instructor. And then when I was down there on the depot, I got my brokers. We started a brokerage, and then from there, it was with Constance and I, and then we started hiring veterans. And then after we did that, we started to do real estate. And then from there, we bought a Remax in 2017, a Remax franchise. 2015. We opened in 2016. Okay, that franchise became pretty big. And then we started Military Mortgage Group, was the mortgage company after we started the nonprofit. The nonprofit's name is Veteran Homeowners Club. Okay, Veteran Homeowners Club is a non-for-profit organization that assists transitioning service members. We basically advocate for those that are looking to invest in real estate. And then from there, we started to get approved to do VA loan education on the military installations. From there, we started TCMe, which is a transaction coordinator company. Then after we started the transaction coordinator company, so look, we had Remax Liberty, we had TCB, and Military Mortgage Group. Those are the 3 companies that we started. Then we created Winning Real Estate, which was a mentoring and coaching company that assisted people or realtors get into real estate and investing. And then we created the YouTube channel, and here we are today. Now, the reason why I said all of that stuff is because it took a whole lot of work to get here, okay? It took a whole lot of work. And shout out to Alex that's on the live right now. I see you, brother Alex. I appreciate you pulling up. I owe this man my life. He's a really good friend of mine. Him and I were drill instructors in Charlie Company, and he looked out for me in the Marine Corps for sure. And the reason why I wanted to come on here and talk about this stuff today is because, you guys got to be focused on building something bigger than yourself. And if your business is created off of helping people, then no matter what people have for you, what God has for you, you will have, and it could be big. Okay. So again, let's just follow me with this. Remax Liberty, okay? Now the Liberty Group. Veteran Home, okay? Transaction Coordinator Company. Winning Real Estate Mentoring and Coaching Company, okay? SITREP Podcast, which is a YouTube channel, okay? And then what are the other ones? Oh, Cardone Veterans Group, which is a partnership with Grant and Elena Cardone. And I'll talk to you guys how that business came about. Okay. So I was on social media. Grant heard us cooking about the VA home loan benefit. And he said that he wants to help more veterans invest in real estate. And I had an opportunity to pitch an idea to him. And what's cool about this, the Cardone Veterans Group, is that Grant really wants to help people invest in real estate. He really wants people to help. He wants to help military spouses and people invest in real estate. And the only way that we will be able to do that is by sharing the information that we know, and then actually building an unstoppable brand that anyone can get out here and win. So I say all of that to say this: it was a very, very hard journey, and it took a lot of work, and it was very difficult to do. But I will tell you this: the cool thing about it is that if you work hard at something and you really want to, and you build your business around helping people, okay, it will come to fruition. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm currently on YouTube, okay, and I'm talking about all of the organizations that we have built in our strategic partnerships. And guys, we want you to be a part of this thing that we're doing, okay? So what we're going to specifically talk about is what you guys are going to need to actually structure buying your first real estate asset. And we're going to walk through step by step on how buying your first property. Now what's going to be the next step? What is the very next step that you guys need to do in order to invest in real estate? And that's what we're going to focus on. Without further ado, I have Ian Jensen that's on the stage right now. Ian, can you let the people know who you are and what you do?
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Ian Jensen. I'm a real estate agent down here in Southern California. Work on the team here with Anthony with all businesses going on. It's a really great story. And it's just because he did it in 5 years doesn't mean that you can't do it, right? In 10, right? He did a great job putting all these things together.
We did a great job.
It's true. And the only thing that really held us to the right course across this entire time is just that you just don't give up. And I'll tell you my story later. I've been with Tony here about the last 5 years, and we built a lot of big growth in this company. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of learning, and a lot of tears in my beer, so to speak. But it's been good times because, like, for real though, the amount of learning that real estate gives you is far beyond what it pays you.
Joseph, if you can come up to the stage, and then Ian, can you make sure that we pin the YouTube channel at the top? One of the crazy things about this whole journey is that or building any type of business is that you got 5 phases, and I want everybody to put the number 5 in the chat because I'm going to be an open book and talk to you guys about some of the hard stuff that we find this on here to put a number 5 in the chat. Number 5 in the chat. 5 in the chat. 5 in the chat. Put a number 5. Okay. Now, forming. Okay. Storming. Performing. Norming, and scaling. Okay. Those are the 5 processes when starting a business. The forming business is actually establishing yourself on what you need to do. And what are some of the things that you guys believe that you need to do in order to start a business? What do you think the number one thing is when you're starting a business? Ian? What do you think? What do you got to start with?
Sorry, brother. I was in the chat. I think the most important part is, to be honest with you, I'll call myself out on this one. So that way nobody feels attacked. Admin. So one of the things I could have done a lot better was to just make sure everything that I created, I had a nice little neat box for, metaphorically and physically speaking, I guess, because all of a sudden, you know what I mean? If your files aren't complete, then there's vulnerability there, right? So now I'm trying to go make a trust, which is like a nice big reset for all your different financial and assets that you have. And I'm missing a document here. I'm tracking down the the tax form from this property. All this little ankle biter stuff that I have to chase down now on top of trying to make myself secure. And who knows, something could happen in that short time where my efforts aren't even going to be finalized.
And I believe the absolute number one thing to establishing the business is creating a plan. So put plan in the chat, guys, because we're gonna talk about it, and I want you guys to break this down. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining the show. I'm your host. Ian is my co-host, and guys, I want you guys to come up and ask some questions. We currently have some people on the social media platform. Okay, and we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff today. And I see my brother Albert just pulled up to the building. Shout out to brother Ramos. Okay, you got to start with a plan. Okay. Right now, Albert is in here and he's about to rock out with his people, right? So he has people in here. We're starting with a plan, and then right after I get off of the live, I'm going to go in there and then give a quick introduction and a process of how everything goes. You got to start out with a plan. And the plan starts with who am I and who do I want to become? Okay, who am I and who do I want to become? Okay. So the very first thing and because the plan is going to include a couple of things. What are some of the things, guys? And I want you guys to put it in the chat. What are some of the things that, even if it's buying a piece of real estate, okay, you have to have a plan. You cannot do it without a plan, okay? Because your plan is going to. What's up, Jacob? Good to see you, brother. Okay, so why do you need a plan to start to buy a piece of real estate? Let's talk about that. Why is it important to have a plan? Chef Lisi, thank you for coming to the stage. Why do you believe it's important to start with a plan?
Good morning. You're welcome. Hi, Ian. Hi, Tony. So
Hey.
I think it's important to start with a plan because I'm from the Bay Area, California, and we like to pop our peas. So proper planning prevents piss poor performance. You have to have a plan. And a plan backed by action is what turns dreams into reality. You write it down, you walk it out, and then it becomes a thing.
Walk it out, man. That sounds good. Walk it out. I love it. You're absolutely right. Okay. So what a lot of people are doing is, and a plan has something that's very important to it, and it's called a timeline. Everybody put timeline in the chat. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because all of these businesses, TC Me, the Liberty Group, formerly known as Remax Liberty, Veteran Homeowners Club, Winning Real Estate, SITREP, CARDONE Veterans Group. Okay, I feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh, a Military Mortgage Group. All 7 of those companies required a plan. And if we did not have a plan, and that's not the structure, that plan is going to tell you a start date. So when you guys are investing or doing anything else, you got to start with a plan. Okay, here's how easy it is. Where do I want to start my real estate journey at? Okay, California. Okay, so what are some of the things that you guys think? What are some of the things that you guys believe that you're going to need to have in order to buy a piece of real estate? Let's just talk about it. Let's start with real estate, and let's just talk about real estate, guys. Let's talk about that. What are some of the things or some of the tools that I'm going to need in order to buy a piece of real estate? The mic is open.
You're going to need
Credit. Okay, credit. That's one. What's another one?
Other people's money.
OPM, other people's money. What's another one? Those are good ones.
A nice property manager like Lisi.
Property managers. Okay. What's another one?
Investors.
Investors. Okay, good. What's another one?
Knowledge of attorneys.
Attorneys. That's a really good one. Ooh, that's a good one. Attorneys. Okay. What's another one?
Vendors.
Vendors. Okay, that's great. What's another one?
Future residents. Future
residents. Okay. So you don't have to know everything to start a business. You need to just know the combination to get started, right? So have everything. You just have to have an idea and a plan, and you got to see it through. Okay. And let me go ahead and do a quick room reset. Welcome to the Winning Real Estate House. Shout out to all of the people that are on the space today. Shout out to Chef Lisi, Ian Jensen, Saeed, Sam, and everybody that's on the live today. I'm Anthony Glenn. Today, I'm just going to be talking to you guys about how to create an unstoppable empire. It starts with you. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have a business idea and you had it last year and you just didn't finish it. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys had an idea that you wanted to create and you just didn't finish it, okay? Because I see my brother Derek is down there. Come on up to the stage, guys, and rock out with me because I want to talk to you guys, right? So all of the companies started with a plan, okay? And then if you make a L in your plan, let's go back to the 5 pillars, the 5 things, okay? Forming the company. Storming, going through some hard routine stuff, okay, ironing out the kinks, perform, norming, getting into a normal routine, and scaling, okay, scaling the company to grow, okay. Those are the 5 processes that it starts to take a business. So let's go through this with buying a piece of real estate. Okay, let me tell you how easy it is, okay. Number 1, I'm going to start with I'm going to reverse engineer my start date. Ian, why is it important to have a start date to your plan?
It gives you a target to shoot at, without a doubt, because you need to know what you have available to you. Because if you put it, say, a month away, you know that you have a month in order to take all the steps that's going to take in order to get into that position. And if you put a date, you're probably going to get there faster than if you don't have a date.
Absolutely. Okay. And I see Juan, please come up, man, because I really want to rock out with you, because I want to talk to you about your company. Okay. And for those of you who don't know Juan is he's the co-founder of a company. Okay. Real Estate All Day. He's a real estate professional and investor. Okay. And Juan, I have a couple of questions for you, and thank you for coming to the stage, brother. What is the hardest thing what is something that you want people to know about real don't know behind the scenes? Something that's hard.
Sorry, man, I broke up there. What is something that I want people to know? What's the question?
What is something that you want people to know about Real Estate All Day, that something that's difficult that you have to deal with, that people don't know about how hard it is to run that space?
Oh, getting people who want to contribute on a consistent basis is difficult. It's probably the most difficult thing.
That's a good one. Can you unpack that? How do you deal with it?
We've invited people to co-moderate the space. We try to be extremely inclusive of all different production levels. That's another way to do it. And most importantly, we just really are protective of the culture of the overall environment inside of real estate all day. So we're really focused on those things. And at the end of the day, man, it's a lot of guerrilla marketing, DMing people, making sure that they can be in their space. And again, we run a 5-day or 5 day a week room, which is very, very difficult. Very few people hold a space every single day. So that's been a challenge, but well worth it in the long run.
And let me ask you another question while you're here. Okay. How many people did you start with that were committed, and how many people have left?
Oh, that's a great question. There were probably at one point, well, overall, the room had somewhere between 250 and as many as 500 on a daily basis come through that space.
Yep.
The people who showed up and contributed regularly was somewhere between 30 and 50 on a regular basis. Now that's down probably to, I would say, 15 to 20 in terms of regular contribution, and we have between 100 and 200 people after 3.5 years.
Now, let me ask you one more question. I know I'm picking on you a bit because I know that you got short time, but the reason why I wanted you guys to hear this is because this crap is not easy. Okay? You'll find out really quick who supports you by, you want to know who your friends are or who your supporters are. Ask them for help. Ask them for help. It's not easy running this space. It's not easy setting up stuff. It costs a lot of money. It's difficult, but it's very rewarding. So for those of you that are in this space right now that think that it's easy to run a real estate business, and that you want to be doing these rooms, it takes a lot. You're going to lose a lot. What are you willing to lose in order to win? It's not hard getting on here every day and then building a space. We got a couple of things right now. I'm in my office right now. I got one of our partners that are here, Albert Ramos. He's got 5 agents right after this. We got to sit and train. Connie's in here doing content right after this. I have there's a lot of the ingredients to the cake. A lot of people don't see. You guys just see the finished product. But guess what? To come on here and do the live, it takes a lot of work, and you lose money doing it and time. But I want everybody to put something in the chat. I want you to put the word adjustment. 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 Everybody put the word adjustment. Adjustment in the chat. Adjustment. Okay. That's the fundamental difference between a person, a champion, and a winner. Okay. A winner plays the game to win. A champion can take a loss and make adjustments. And that's the fundamental difference between taking a loss and being defeated. There's a lot of people that I can tell based off of right now. I challenge you guys to put that you guys are doing, that you are starting a business. I challenge you to post, I am starting a business, and put it on social media today. And you can post something about Kanye West and you'll get 100,000 responses. You got to be conditioned for this stuff. And now this is an open mic, and I want people to jump in because, Juan, do you have anything else you'd like to say before we move to Lisa? Because I think that a lot of people, I want to tell you the good, bad, and the ugly about starting a real estate company, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's not easy. It's difficult. Okay. It's not easy. It's hard, and you got to work on it every single day. All right. Juan, did you have any other thing that you'd like to add?
Yeah, that's a great topic. I don't know what the topic was, but how do I keep it distinct? When you decide you're going to try to move yourself to the next level, the thing you always have to remember is just by you announcing that, people will pick sides.
Yes.
Right. And it doesn't matter, right, wrong, or indifferent. That doesn't matter, right? You got to and some people really struggle. They need acceptance more than they need, more than they desire the outcome. Right. And I've been that way before in my life. I was worried about what everybody else was thinking all the time. And there's still part of that, right? Like, I'm not immune to it. It bothers me. One of the things about that space, real estate all day, it has spawned multiple other spaces inside of Clubhouse. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, people don't belong to me or to anyone else. Mm-hmm. So I need to be good with that, right? And I'm grateful for it. But you just got to remember, man, people are all good with you getting ahead, just not that they're not good with you getting ahead of them.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Do you know, I'm gonna say this. What do you guys think about that, man? Juan, that's a good one, man. People are good of you, are good with you getting ahead, but just not ahead of them. Okay. Now, look, this is the Keep It Real Day. This is a Real Estate Mastermind. And guys, we can't just tell you that it's all, everything's all great and that everything's all easy. We want to keep it real with you, man. Okay. We want to keep it real. All right. I'll give you guys an example. I posted a video the other day. And what I was trying to do is communicate that I had an option to continue my Marine Corps career or get out, right? I had an option to advance or get out. And more people were focused on the way that I said stuff versus trying to learn how I was able to do what I did. 170,000 people commenting on that. And what they don't understand is that I live rent free in their head, because what they're doing is they're telling Instagram and TikTok that they absolutely love Anthony Glenn II. That's what they're doing. You don't think that Floyd Mayweather posts on social media and Grant Cardone and all of these big people post on social media because they know the higher your elevation, the higher your elevation on social, the bigger that you are, the bigger target that you become. The more successful that you have, the more vulnerable that you are to target and stuff. And a lot of people don't like you ahead. But I will tell you this, man, what God has for you, nobody can take away. Nobody. So I would encourage you guys to focus. Stop focusing on everybody else's plate while your food's getting cold. Focus on your plate. Stop looking at everybody else's production. Stop doing what everybody else. Be original to your cause. Plant the seed in the ground and keep putting water on it and digging, because a lot of people are looking left and right instead of up. Now, the reason why I wanted to get that out, man, is because, guys, listen, man, I don't care if you like me. I'm here to teach the people who want to learn how to be successful. I'm here to show you how I did what I was able to do. I'm here to share what I have, because money means nothing to me. Okay. I don't want to die saying that this guy's a multimillionaire. I want to die saying that this guy helped 1 million people. Now, who's ready to get into it, man? Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are ready for us to kick it like a sensei. Welcome to the Winning Real Estate House. Guys, listen. I cannot tell you, man. Listen, usually the reason why you lose people in your company is because they weren't supposed to be with you for the promotion. Now, Jacob, Lisa, Ian, can we keep it real? Put a 1 in the chat if we can keep it real, man, because I think that people need to hear this, man. Listen. You become successful, you're going to have people who don't like you. Okay? You want to learn from successful people, help successful people. It's easy. It's a simple concept, man. It's called reciprocity. The energy that you put out negatively about people, man, I'm going to tell you something. Juan, you wouldn't believe it, man. I had people in the back channel. Before I made my switch, people were hitting me up saying, hey, man, did they try to recruit you? And I'm like, why does it matter? I'm in here to add value. I'm in here to add value. Not once has one look, because I know that my light doesn't get any brighter by dimming somebody else's. I go into the Real Estate All Day house, and I'm only picking on you because you're here. But I go in there because I know that it's people who are trying to win. I don't want to be around complainers. I want to be around meat eaters. I want to be around people who are better than me so I can elevate myself. I don't want to be the biggest. I don't want to be a shark in a fish pond. I want to get around people who are moving in an upward direction and that want to help. So can I
we talk about that all
yeah.
the time.
Let's get into it, man. The mic is open, man. What do you guys think about what we're talking about today? Because I could talk to you guys about everything else, but let me tell you the ugly, dark stuff about real estate. You got a lot of people who will tell you, will give you advice on something that they've never done and try to influence you to be where they're at. Now, I know you guys wasn't expected to hear this conversation, guys, but we got to have this conversation, guys. And this goes with everything. All right. I looked at a video with a very influential person, and he told a veteran not to buy a property in 2020. OK. He said, that's the worst mistake you can make. If you're not putting any money down, you're going to make a big mistake. OK. And then it's like this guy is a very influential dude. Who do y'all think it is?
Grant Cardone.
No. Not him.
Rave Damsey.
Yep. Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey got on a podcast and told a veteran called in. And before he could even get the words out of his mouth, he told that veteran not to buy a property. I think it was like 3 years ago. Don't buy a property. You're making a major mistake, man. If you're not putting any money down, you're taking an L, and it's the worst mistake you could do. And the VA loan is one of the worst loans possible. And I'm like, people are following this guy and taking his advice. Just because he's popular doesn't mean that he's right. That conversation for that veteran, properties have increased in value 15%. So if he would have bought that property, that was a $250,000 conversation that he lost because he was listening to someone that has no clue about the VA home loan benefit, guys. That's who I want to help. That's what I'm here to do, guys. So let me do a quick room reset. Winning Real Estate Mastermind. I got some heavy hitters on stage. Ian, Chef, Juan, Lisa, Jacob. I see some people in the listening lounge come up. I'm live on all social media platforms. If you guys have a question or a comment that you would like to ask, I'm keeping it real with you guys today. And I'm going to tell you the good, bad, and the ugly about our start. And you guys can ask me any question that you would like to ask, okay? And I want to talk to you guys about some of the hard stuff because everybody talks about the easy stuff. I want to tell you about the hard stuff. When I was building when we were building this company, I got a divorce. I got divorced because I was not the same person when I came back from Afghanistan. Okay, I was not where I needed to be at. Right. So when I was doing all of this stuff, I had some personal stuff that I needed to work on, and we almost. The company, even though we were making money, right? We were dealing with some personal stuff. Then that was a very difficult time. But we didn't quit. we had to overcome that scenario, and we were still able to continue to do business, right? Because my purpose is bigger than my feelings. And a lot of you guys are walking around with a $1 million idea in your pocket, and you're not planting the seed because you're influenced about what other people are saying to the left and to the right of you, instead of digging down and planting yourself in whatever it is that you want to do and complete the task. Okay? I don't care what anybody tells me. We will be the biggest real estate organization nationally for veterans. And I will die accomplishing that task. And nothing is going to stop me from doing that. And I'm going to align with people and get in front of more people and say the uncomfortable stuff so more people know who we are and what we do. Because I know that we're doing it for the people and not the money. Now, again, it's not easy to do this stuff. It's not easy to get on here and to talk about things that are uncomfortable. All right. But I would like to, I want to hear some other voices, guys. I don't want you guys to sit on here and hear me talk, man, because I really want to wake it up, man, because a lot of you guys have potential. A lot of people want to buy properties, and you're not buying properties because you're influenced by people telling you not to. Right. A lot of people want to start businesses. A lot of people are complaining about their broker for the lack of production, and they're responsible for their own production. Grow where you planted at, man. And this is not to a single person, but I'm telling you, man, like, put your head down and put in the work. Do whatever you have to do. Multiply your actions until you get to where you need to go. Now, Lisa, I see you came to the stage. Welcome to the Winning Real Estate. I know this is like, damn, is he talking to me? I know people are like, what happened? Nothing has happened, man. I'm very happy today, but I'm just telling you guys, like, this crap is hard, man. It's hard. It's hard. Managing money, dealing with people, dealing with getting the logo done, making phone calls, people complaining. It is not easy, right? But it's worth it. It's worth it because because guess what? If people quit because they're looking at the money that they're not getting. Now, if people were committed, and I'm gonna ask you guys a question, like, what are you willing to commit to? Because if you're committed and if commitment means you love it, okay? If you're committed to something, you'll be able to get through the hard things that you want to do, guys, right? Now, when you say you love something, that means that you love it when it's raining and you love it when it's sunny, okay? You got to love it all the time because love is infinite. I love real estate and I love veterans and I love real estate professionals. They get on my damn nerves sometimes, right? But I love them. So that means that I have to maintain my leadership regardless of how I feel. I don't have a choice but to show up and grow. And I have to set the example. But I have to set the example by being committed to my process and digging deep until I get the results that I need to have. Okay? And if this is uncomfortable for you, now put a person in the chat right now that you love. I want everybody to do this. First name. Put the person that you love in the chat. Thank you, Carissa, for putting Anthony Glenn a second. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Put the person that you love in the chat. I want everybody to do this. Put the person that you love in the chat right now. A person that you love. First name. A person that you love. Okay? A person that you love. Come on, everybody do it. Eva, me. Okay? Who else? Come on, put it in the chat. I want to see. I'm looking. Put the person that you love in the chat right now. Brooke. Okay. Okay. Piper, Lucky, Will. Okay. Put the person that you love in the chat. Everybody. I'm looking at, okay. Kids. Okay. All right. Shelly. I'm seeing these names. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. If you love these people, Gretchen. Okay. If you love them, would you quit on them? If you love them, do you want them to inherit your serial procrastination? If you love them, when you get pressure, how do you show up? When they make a mistake, if you love them, do you curse them out, yell at them? When you love them, who you are, the level of your success is going to be at the worst situation within your business. The worst situation in your business, how you show up in that point is how much you care about how big you want your business to become. Now, the mic is open. Lisa, what do you think about what I'm talking about? What does that translate to you? Lisa, Juan, Jacob, what do you guys think about what I'm talking about?
I absolutely love it. And it's a reminder of who you're actually working for. I feel like I don't want to just work for myself. I want to work to help other people and elevate them and provide for my family even much more. And I've also learned, I've been reading a lot, and when you get to new levels, there's new devils. So you got to kind of just keep on going, and you know what's in your heart to propel you to get to that next level.
That's perfect. New level, new devils. And I love that. Okay. And because, guys, listen, man, how are you going to build a multi-million-dollar company when you stressing out in $100,000 company? Come on, man. You got to be conditioned for this stuff. How are you going to manage 100 people if you're dealing with one person? Cut the fat meat. Look left and look right and see who's in your company who really wants to help you, and see who's around, and put time and effort in focusing on those people who want to win with you. Cut the fat meat. Let's talk about this. What happens on a job, guys? Listen, what happens on the job with a person? What do people have on jobs when they're working in a job? What do they usually have? Okay, at core monthly, what do they?
Reviews.
Performance reviews. After you sell a property or you're a real estate investor, what do you usually ask for?
Net sheet.
A net sheet. You ask for reviews, man.
Referral.
And if a referral, I like that, Jacob. If a person is not doing their job, why are you holding on to people? Look the person right in the eye and say, hey, do you want to do this or not? Because either you're in or out. If I don't know where you stand, you're out. And I got to keep rolling. It's like sitting in the boat rowing, man. Either the people are rowing with you or they're sitting in the boat, man. I would rather row a boat by myself. You're going to drop the fat meat, right? And this is what it takes to build an unstoppable empire. It's not personal. Listen, we want to be the biggest go-to real estate organization for veterans, okay? And if anybody's not in alignment with that, I will take the skull and crossbones, and I will go ahead and control, I'll delete those people who are not going and moving in the same direction as me. And I lose no sleep about it, okay? And neither should you. I want to build with people who want to build, because it's very easy to get on the boat when you already have success. And I'm going to share this story with you guys, and I'm going to pass the mic around. And I see Jacob, Beth, Kenyana, and a couple of other people that come to the stage. And thank you guys for the love. But you guys got to hear this, man. Right? All right? You only need one supporter, man. Once you have that one supporter, you find other people that they could find to build. Once you get that one supporter, you'd be surprised on how fast it goes, man. Look. Started with a Remax franchise, Remax Performance Plus. The broker, I was a person after I got a divorce. Okay, that person, I had a team of got up to 20 real estate agents. Out of those 20 agents, one of the persons that I bought in the game, he hired him as a office manager, and then stopped paying me my cut with me bringing him in. Then he started stealing marketing money from me. So I left and went to another partner, okay? Remax Elite Team. Was over there at Remax Elite Team. That's how I found out about Remax. That partner started snorting up the commission money. And I had to pay out of my pocket for 6 agents to get their commission checks. Okay? So you know what God was telling me? Buy your own. Listen, man, if you don't want to give me a seat at the table as a partner, I'll build my own freaking table. That was the God telling me that it's time for you to do your own thing. Bought the Remax franchise, got a 3,500 square foot space that I thought was too big. I was afraid because my monthly commitment was $12,000 a month. And I had some solid people with me. I saw a vision. Okay. And if Connie is here, bring Connie in. She'll tell you she saw it. Bought the Remax franchise. The place was completely empty. It was ugly, but it was next to Navy Federal Credit Union. Okay. Spent almost over $250,000 to build it out and get everything inside of it. Okay. And I went all in. And the business is still standing today. I'm standing in the space right now. But if I would have been looking left and right and worried about what people are going to do around me, I wouldn't have been able to open up the doors. Now we don't have enough space in here. Right? Go where God tells you to go. Believe in what you're doing. Plant the freaking seed. Dig and don't give up until you get successful. You don't have enough time? Get up earlier. You don't have the right people? Interview people. You don't know what it is you're doing? Post on social media. Fake it until you make it. But guys, listen, you cannot expect to get to where successful people are unless you're willing to do successful stuff. And here's the question that I propose. What are you willing to lose in order to win? The mic is open, man. I'm done on my rant, man. Who's ready to go, man? Who's ready to be real today? Put a fire emoji in the chat if this is resonating with you, because I believe that some of y'all need to hear this. Okay? You don't have any production because you're not doing the work. You're not selling any houses because you're not doing open houses. You don't have any listings because you're not loud enough. How do you expect for people to just find you? The days of you standing in front of a BMW 3 Series and doing an open house on a listing that's not yours is over. That market is done. The reason why you don't have any sales is because you're not helping anyone. Now, Juan, I know you're like, what in the hell is going on with Anthony today, man? People need to hear it, bro. People need to hear it.
It doesn't bother me, man. That's self-talk. I can't even self-talk earlier today. That's all good. I'm all set with it. It doesn't bother me.
Man, everybody put get to work in the chat, man. Get to freaking work. Get to work. Now, who has a question or a comment about today's topic, man? Who has a question or comment? We got about 180 people total across all social media platforms. Who wants to ask a question or who wants to talk on the topic? Man, everybody's scared to talk now.
Hey, Anthony.
Tony.
No, I wanted to hop in and support real quick. This is Beth. I wanted to hop in and support. I have to hop off of here and go onto a Zoom because I'm supporting David Hill today.
Okay, good.
And I'm going to hop off, but an amazing talk. And yes, I love you. And I know you will lead this, everybody in this room, to the right answer. Y'all have a great one.
Yeah, thank you, Beth, for jumping in and supporting. Really appreciate you pulling up. Yeah, and then I saw Jacob, you came off the mic. Did you want to add anything?
Yeah. A couple of things came to mind. One was I was listening to Alex Hormozi talking about, the fight scene in Rocky, like the workout scene and the steps and like all that. That's like a quick, couple minutes. But in real life, in business, that's like 10 years with your nose to the grindstone, right? So one other quick comment, that John Assaraf, the guy, he was in the original movie The Secret, actually, but if you don't know his story, he ran like a national Remax team of like thousands of realtors, and he blew that building up, and he used the whole like law of attraction, writing out a mindset, having a goal. So then he pooled his real estate agents, and the only one thing that mattered, that was the difference, was getting in front of people and showing the home and spending more time doing the thing. And that was the number one thing. And so when he would ask his other realtors who weren't performing, it's like they have this mindset, they have these excuses. And I think like what's important and what's valuable about me coming into rooms like this, and really appreciate your space, Tony, and shout out to Ian and everybody here, is that we can learn from others and we can learn that work ethic and what to do. And then I'll land with this. I like what Alex Hormozi said. People are looking for the silver bullet. To go for 100 BBs, you need to keep shooting the shot like Kobe Bryant's doing 3 levels of practice a day. What are we doing today, coach? Free throws and layups again. Free throws and layups. So get in the game, do the work. Back over to you, Tony.
Phenomenal, man. And I love it, man. You know why I get on social media all the time? Because I need more people to know me, whether it's good or bad. Okay? That's it. I need more people to know who I am so they get to know me. Once they get to know me and they look me up, they're like, dang, this guy has done a lot. But look at this. I'll share something with you, and I'll share this story. I want Ian to share the story of the build of how many companies have you saw us build from scratch, Ian, since you've been here in the last how many years? 5?
Oh God. Okay, so we got started. You already had Remax Liberty going, so your Liberty Group is up and running. Simultaneously, right then, I know you had your real estate portfolio or that you manage, and then we started Military Mortgage Group and TC Me. So that's 4. All right, and after a while, we started seeing everything starting to kind of head towards this nationwide platform. So we started developing. We developed an education platform. So we did the SITREP podcast, the SITREP channel. That's number 5. We did the Win in Real Estate Group, which is a mentorship and coaching platform. And now we have our partnership with CARDONE Veterans. So 7.
So, and the reason why I'm saying this and you hear it is because, man, Ian and I have spent we spent hours and hours and hours and hours developing Win in Real Estate and the SITREP YouTube channel. I want you guys to click the link above my head, the SITREP YouTube channel, and take a look at the very first video. And look, I look crazy as hell. I'm looking like up, down. And this is a perfect example. And the reason why I want you guys to do that, and I put a laugh emoji on there. When we started the YouTube channel, I had no idea what I was doing. And I want to tell people, listen, it doesn't get any easier. You just get more conditioned with experience. It doesn't get any easier buying property. You just get more conditioned to doing the thing. So you have to practice on who you want to become. Man, Juan, I posted that video out there. It was like 6 months, 0 views. I was salty. I'm like, man, and you want to quit. You want to vomit. It's like, man, I put this information out there, and then now, nobody's looking at it. But then the beauty of that is that the more you do it, you get conditioned to doing what you're not used to doing. I used to be uncomfortable with public speaking. I used to suck at moderating rooms, right? But the more you do it, the more conditioned that you get at it. And then after that, you can adjust. So think about it. We had to build a logo, create the plan. When we first started, how many things were we doing, Ian? Tell them how many things we were doing with Wire at first. Ian, are you there? Okay, so Wire was teaching people how to be real estate investors. It was wholesaling. And we chopped all of that stuff out. And then we made adjustments and then made Wire a mentoring and coaching for real estate agents, a YouTube channel, a Facebook group, and a certification to become a veteran realtor. That's it. A veteran representative.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So the Veteran Homeowners Club, too. I
Right?
forgot to mention that one, too. So that's 8 different companies running simultaneously for Tony, but 7 that is not including, his personal asset, his personal management.
And then, Ian, what I was asking you is how many things did we start when we first started the company, right? Like when we first started winning real estate, what were we going to do?
Winning real estate?
Yeah.
Are you talking about from a real estate side or
No, remember when we first started winning real estate and we were trying to figure out the mission and vision of the company? What were we trying to do?
We were trying to create a nationwide platform so that way we ensured that the message I was getting to veterans about the VA loan was accurate. So we figured out that the most advantageous way to do that was to just do it ourselves.
And not even only that, we were wholesaling. We were trying to wholesale. And that's what I'm going with. We were a wholesale company. We were like 9 things. It was too much, right? So when we first started the win in real estate, we dumped the puzzle out. Now, everybody put puzzle in the chat. I want you guys to hear this. Puzzle. Okay? Put puzzle in the chat. And the reason why I want you guys to listen to me is because you got to dump the puzzle out. When you dump the puzzle out, you got to start putting the pieces together. Some of those pieces are not going to fit within. So we went from wholesaling, teaching people how to invest, realtor referral network, Facebook group, and a YouTube channel. We eliminated the wholesaling piece and the investment piece. And we got down to creating Win in Real Estate is mentoring and coaching for real estate professionals. Okay, it's a YouTube channel and a Facebook group, and it's a certification on realtors, referral-based business on how to get realtors certified for VA. That's it. But we had to start somewhere, and that's the part that a lot of people don't get. You have to start somewhere and write what is your end goal, and then you're gonna have to eliminate and trim the fat meat or hit off the rough edges until you get to the diamond. Now, are there any questions or comments about that? What we're talking about. Anybody have questions or comments on the chat?
I just want to share one little perspective. So Tony just mentioned, right, that we did a lot of brainstorming when it comes to planting the seeds for these things, but don't think that like this was something that we just tripped over, kind of like the gentleman mentioned earlier too about, you know what I mean? It's not the montage that you see, right? It's literally started with us drawing on the windows at his house with a marker board. Like, it's not this like grand process where we had a team of lawyers show up and we did this grand thing. No, we just like, you know, this ain't some like giant corporate, boardroom kind of thing. We sat in his kitchen and drew on the windows, and we itemized all the different stuff that we need. You know, do we have a bank account established for this business? Okay, yes or no. Do we have an EIN yet? Yes or no. You know, and then you literally just kind of throw it all out there and you start checking things off until it's operating. And then, you know what I mean? What benefited us the most too was adding the marketing piece to the whole businesses, I'd have to say, for sure, because that's what really made everything just kind of like create a nice little brand cohesion all at once, because we had one specialized person at first, and now we have two very specialized people, and they can manage and operate within the voice of every single company simultaneously. So they can do, a week's worth of marketing prep in a couple days, because we set everything up in the back end. So like once this is going, it'll click, but you have to hack through the jungle until you figure out a place where you can build a road.
And I'm glad that you said that, because that's the part that I completely forgot about, right? I remember sitting there and just drawing on I got big windows, a big sliding glass that leads to my backyard. And Ian and I would get some Scooby snacks, okay? Keep Ian away from the Scooby snacks. But I'm sharing this story with you because this is how empire is built, okay? Now watch this. Win in Real Estate started with a clubhouse room. Then I said, you know what? Let's incorporate this business. We already had the company structure, right? Then we were doing Clubhouse over and over again, and then we said, all right, Mondays, and we were doing, I think, 1 day a week. Then we went to 2 days a week. Then we went to 3 days a week. Then after we went from 3 days a week, we said, okay, well, what's the mission and vision of this thing? Okay, we're on to something. So then we created the logo. After we created the logo, then we started to advertise the logo. Then after the logo was created, we opened up a Facebook group. Then after we opened up the Facebook group and started driving people to the Facebook group, that started to grow. And we found out that the Clubhouse back channels, it was too much for us to handle. So we created a landing page to bring people in. And then that led to creating the YouTube channel. You see how this is all starting to sprout out? Then the YouTube channel led to us pitching an idea to Grant, okay, and Grant listening to us, and then that led to something much bigger. We were just trying to coach agents on becoming better producing real estate professionals. We weren't even thinking about getting a partnership with Grant. That fell in our lap. But sometimes when you have sometimes when you believe that, when you're not thinking about the direction, this is a perfect example of, being committed to what God told you can become, how keeping your head down and working towards something bigger than yourself, how God can bless you immensely and make you a bigger platform, right? We had no idea that we would have an opportunity to partner with Grant and Elena Cardone in a million years. We had no idea. And they were looking for someone because they really wanted to help veterans. And let me tell you how crazy the story is. I'm going to share something with you, man. So this is how the pitch went down, and I'll tell you exactly how it happened, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear this story, because I believe that people need to hear it, man. Let me show you how crazy this is. From drawing on the wall, creating an environment, and continue to speak, we didn't have the biggest rooms. We didn't have the biggest rooms on Clubhouse. We wasn't on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We were just on Clubhouse. From Clubhouse, that led to, hey, this is we were doing a Shark Tank. This was in a Million Marathon. We were in the Million Marathon. They said, it was people pitching ideas. And every single person that pitched the idea asked Grant for money. You know what I said? My name is Anthony Glenn. Now, Marines are strategic, guys. My name is Anthony Glenn. I'm a retired service member. I wanted to, I'm not going to ask for any money. This is the profit of my organization. I'm looking to bring more veterans into your community in exchange for learning how to invest in commercial real estate. He said, you don't want any money? I said, no, I'm not asking for money. I'm asking to serve. He sent me information. He comped me tickets for an entire year to all of his products. And you know what he said? I wanted to make sure that you showed up. He said, I give people opportunities that don't show up. Now, the question that I have for you guys is, when an opportunity is there for you, do you show up? Do you show up? Now, watch this. I'll take it even one step further. Ian, who kept Carson and Anthony when I was gone?
My house. Came
My
right
kid,
over here.
my kid, and this is the part that people don't see. Ian and Annette kept my children so I could go out there and be present for that moment. So these are some of the things that a lot of people don't see. You guys see the diamond, but you don't see the work or what we had to do to get there. So one whole year I got comped to all of the events. Okay. We created an idea, we made adjustments, and then boom, we got a partnership. Now this required for me to let go of Remax. I had to relinquish my Remax, something that I had built. But what are you willing to lose in order to win? So I had to switch because they didn't want a conflict of interest. I was able to get that partnership with Grant. 14,000 name, phone numbers, and email addresses in our CRM from one video.
Do the numbers on that.
Again, 14,000 name, phone numbers, and email addresses from that. And I'm sharing this story with you guys because anything is possible, man. Remember, the idea that we had was just to be the go-to real estate professionals for veterans looking to invest with their VA home loan benefit, and to educate, be an advocate for veterans and real estate professionals to push more veterans into homes by understanding the VA loan. And that led to a YouTube channel, a business, a Facebook group, and a partnership with Grant Cardone. That could not have been possible if we were doing it for the wrong people or for the wrong reasons. And we lost a lot of people along the way. And the reason why I want to share that with you is because this is not about me. Now, who has a question or a comment about what we're talking about today? Okay, because I had to get on here. And shout out to Zarel for utilizing his VA home loan benefit to invest with, buy a multi-unit. He's cash flow on a multi-unit. He went through the entire process. He went to the Veteran Web Formula. Zarel, can you tell them who you are and what you do, brother?
Yes, quite a surprise, man. I was just chiming in, man, just to listen today. But, man, absolutely. My name is Zarel. Been working with Tony and Otis for a little bit, and Ian, and just love all these guys that are on the app. I'm actually technically law enforcement, and I'm also in the Air Force with Flight Army.
Could you hear that? Could you hear that, Zarel?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Do you hear the music?
No, I don't hear the music.
Oh, okay, dang. I was playing Atomic Dog, but I guess.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But tell them your story, man. I want you to tell them your quick. I want you to tell them what you were able to do. Okay, tell them where you're at right now, and then how you were able to get to where you're at, because usually before we end the space, you get to hear somebody who actually is living what we have been teaching. Can you tell them like what you have been able to accomplish over the last 2 years?
Yeah, so the last 2 years have been challenging because prior to that, like I had it to buy my first piece of property. It took me 9 years because I just didn't understand and I was working hard. And this is before I got married, before I had a kid. You know, it was just it was a lot of hard work. You know, I was going to school, I was working, I'm trying to figure out how to get life together and sleeping on people's couches and just doing just an assortment of different things. And then finally, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put one step in front of the other. Long story short, I ended up going through a program, buying a duplex. It was like a first time buyers program. And then through that, it was like I was hooked because I understood like multi-families. Like a lot of times, you know, people are talking about single families, but, you know, having the leverage with a duplex, triplex, fourplex makes a big difference. Luckily, I was prepared with that mindset because my dad ended up passing away and I ended up purchasing his home. Um, uh, Even though it was like family, I still had to purchase the home. And then from there, I got stuck. So in the last 2 years, I was kind of like stuck. I didn't really know what to do. So I started getting on Clubhouse. I started just looking for different avenues and networking with different people. That led me to Clubhouse. And, you know, I flew out to, I think they had Clubhouse 2.0 a couple of years ago. I went there, met Anthony and Otis there, and just a lot of different people that are on the app. And long story short, I decided like, hey, I'm gonna watch a couple of people, see if they fit, you know, my concept of what I'm trying to do. I started asking questions. I started doing all the free stuff, and then finally, when I was ready, I basically just pulled the trigger, and I just started getting into, you know, whatever Tony was doing, whatever Otis was doing, and I just started asking a lot of questions. I started just getting involved. Sometimes I would even fly out to like go meet Otis if he was having, you know, different things. And so different people that I dealt with on the app, I started to just put my time and my energy and my focus towards what I wanted to do and asking these questions using the mentors. That was important. And so finally it came to a point where I was like, okay, Tony, this is what I want to do. You know, I want to get a home. I want to use my VA loan. And it was tough for me because I was a newlywed. I'm still working crazy hours at work. My son was sick.
Yeah.
He's and so life was
Wow.
still going on. And so at the end of all that, we ended up buying a triplex. And even with buying the triplex, it hasn't been easy because you want to get good tenants. You want to, you know, I use it. Some of them, portions of my properties I use for Airbnb. Some portions I do midterm rentals, all these different things between Airbnb, midterm rentals, requires you being flexible, you having you know, like a dogmatic mindset, just being tenacious and persevering.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sometimes I don't get sleep because I'm dealing with the baby. My wife's like, "You're home. Can you take the baby?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can." Even on my mind, I'm like, "I don't want to," but that's a part of the process. Everybody that has something or that has earned something or worked for something, once you attain it, you learn that, hey, now it's time to earn it. I've got it. Now I have to earn to keep it. And so a lot of these concepts, these things that I'm getting, it's because I'm just positioning myself around the right people and the right conversation, you know, and it's just hearing the right stuff, being around the right people. Sometimes you don't know what question to ask, and sometimes you just sit in the room until you develop the mindset until you're strong enough to where you can get out there and go for it for yourself.
But I want to highlight something that you just said, though. Okay. How many do you tell them about the property that they didn't want to do any repairs? The crazy property that they didn't want to do no repairs on. Now remember, he used his VA home loan benefit. He bought a multi-unit. He's on stage. We met him on Clubhouse, okay, in Los Angeles, and we wrote a lot of offers on properties. And I told him the what? I said, it's more important to get the right what? The right
Oh,
property,
it's more important. Yeah, the right property for you.
the right property for you.
Yep.
Don't get focused on if they don't want to negotiate, they don't want to do anything. The right property over the fast property. So the ones that we really wanted, we walked away from. And then if I did not feel that it was a good deal, I said, bro, look, I'm going to tell you straight up, don't get this property because it's going to be more money. Because I remember that one we wrote not we were going to write an offer on. Remember, you was going to have to tear down a portion of the property and then do some
Yeah.
development stuff. And what did I tell you?
Right. Yeah. You said if you got to put 100 grand into the property, then that's not the property for you. I don't want you, using your VA loan and then having to go into debt just to get the property up to par to where you want it.
Bingo. So, and that required, that property was more money. And you have to be careful. You got a person real time on stage. This is why we're doing this stuff, man. Like, we don't care about the money. We want to make sure that that person gets a good deal. Now he has a multi-unit. Can we put a fire emoji in the chat for my brother Zarel, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, bro? If you can't see me, I'm repping the purple and gold. Okay, so click the link above my head, man. Give me a shout out. And I'm just telling you, man, it feels good to see that he's an entrepreneur and his son, knowing that his father made the sacrifices that he needs to make, okay? And he bought that multi-unit with his VA home loan benefit. And now he has a structure and a trust and everything else. He went to the class. He followed the instructions. He got qualified. He did the work. He came down here to Oceanside. He set in my veteran wealth formula. He got his LLC and he's doing his thing and he's actually doing it. Finish what you start, guys. There's a lot of people on the sideline afraid. Get in the game. Okay. Zarel, you got any closing remarks before we go over to Bruno?
Yeah, I just want to say, man, I really appreciate it. Even with like where I'm at now, for the team, Bruno, your whole staff. I'm sorry, I can't remember everybody. Cynthia, Mr. Beard. I'm sorry, Mr. Bear, Kyler Bear. I
Yep.
always give them a shout out because without your team, I know you're very busy. It wouldn't, I always recognize the people behind the face and the voice of things. You're only as good as your team, and so it's just a testimony to everybody, even Connie, just everybody that I can't remember, Sierra, but there's a lot of people that you work with, and so even for me as an entrepreneur, man, I'm humbled to just be able to get into a space to where, like, I want another piece of property. I'm planning, I'm working hard, and it doesn't stop, man. It's just, my wife and I, as we're building, as we're doing different things, it's like,
It's
it's
fun.
great to it's fun to come into a space like this to where, even though it's a challenge, it's like, hey, at least we have people around us that are doing the same thing. And it's a beautiful thing. A lot of people are asking me, like, hey, man, how are you doing this? How are you doing that? But they don't understand the same time that it takes for you to watch TV. And like, I love sports. I don't really watch sports like that on TV. I don't watch TV. The same time that it takes for me to come home and just spend 2 hours and watch a ball game, man, I'm literally looking at ways to make money with these properties. I'm looking at different things that I can do. I'm understanding equity. I'm getting on calls like this in between work. And sometimes I'm at work and I'll just leave and be like, hey, I need a 15-minute break because it's that important to me now to get access to the information and to just learn different things because my life has changed. But thank you, and I'll yield. Appreciate you, Tony.
Man, put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys like that conversation, man. Welcome to the Winner Real Estate Show. Appreciate you pulling up, bruh. Rude to the bruhs. Okay, for y'all don't know that lingo. But I just want to say, bro, I'm proud of you, man. And it's good to actually see someone, you're just as important as me, us investing, is because you're a receipt. Okay, so now you are now a bridge builder for people who don't believe that it could be done. Okay. But and this is a perfect example of why it's important to see, to get it done, man. Like, and a lot of people, that I've known are not committed. And then this is a perfect example. The universe fields stuff in your life in order for you to be distracted from your success. So there's a lot of people that are distracted by stuff. Scrolling.
One last thing, Tony.
Yeah.
I apologize, but I got somebody who he's my captain in for the Air Force. He's one of my captains. He wants to. He's been bugging me about, man, how'd you buy a triplex? And every month when I go to drill, like I don't tell everybody because people hate
Oh yeah, big
because
time, big time.
but when people ask, they're like, hey, well, how do you, what are you doing? How's everything? So anyway, I'll shoot you his number. I've been trying to figure out how a way to get him in contact with you because I know you're busy. But he's a captain for one of my captains in the Air Force, and he wants to use his VA loan. He's already used it once, but I just wanted to tell you because I know if I don't tell you what's on my mind, I'll get busy. But I'll get you in touch with him.
Okay, yeah, man. Tell him to hit me up. I got it, man. I got it. Shoot me his number, and then I'll call him today. And guys, this is
All
why
right,
we're here, man. Like,
copy.
this is why we're here, guys. Listen, stop listening to people who would throw you off of your creative chi, man. There's a lot of opportunity for you guys to get into production. Whether you're a real estate professional, get to work. You want to learn how to become a top producing agent? Hit us up. Okay, send us a message. Text us. You want to become a part of what we're doing because listen, right? I want to see you guys join us when we're not as big. That's what I want to see. I like for people to join. I like to see where people stand at or utilize us when they see us building versus the built. It's easy to get in the building when it's built, but it's hard to do the labor and help build. You guys could, every last one of you guys could be a part of the Veteran Wealth Formula by Grant Cardone with us and part of our Winning Real Estate movement and our social media platform. But you better get in before it's too late because now you have access to us, right? Because the upward mobility that we have, the closer and closer that we get away from that, the harder it is going to be for accessing us. So guys, again, text 760-385-8211 if you guys have questions about what it is that we're doing. Again, text WIN to 760-385-8211. Okay, this has been a phenomenal space. We got some training to do. Shout out to Bruno. Bruno, you can rock out if you want to keep going, but I think we're going to shut down. And shout out to Bruno for doing his first live yesterday. It was amazing. And, you guys get out here and win. 760-385-8211. Guys, we're going to be going live on social media more in depth. And then, guys, click the link. Click the SITREP YouTube channel. Give us a like. Give us a follow. We take notes and we keep receipts of that because for those of you who are helping us build, we want to be a part of that. So, guys, either send me a channel on, let me see, 760-385-8211. I got some training that I got to do right after I get off the call. Shout out to Albert for bringing in some rock stars. Right after this, we're going in here. We're going to start training them on the VA home loan benefit. I also have 3 other agents that's supposed to be coming on the live, and we just got 6 new real estate professionals. But guys, we just wanted to keep it real with you. And guys, I'm not worried about are y'all coming to Texas anytime soon? Dusty White, yes, we are. Let me give you the number. I'm gonna put it in the chat. 760-385-8211. I just put that number in the chat. Text us, okay? And then we're super excited about building with you guys. Again, if you have a VA home loan benefit, whether you're a realtor or a mortgage professional, real estate professional, we're looking to partner with you, okay? If you want to become a part of what we're doing and you want to be a part of this, text WIN to 760-385-8211. Okay, and if you guys want to utilize your VA home loan benefit and you want to guys get in touch with us, our staff will reach out to you today after today's meeting. Have an amazing day on purpose, and we'll talk to you guys soon.